So I walk into the back to school aisle at Hobby Lobby and I hear these two young teachers talking about their classroom theme and their color palette, and I almost gagged, turned around, and slapped their stuff out of their hands. Just about seconds away from yelling at them, "Save your money. You probably don't even have a paycheck yet." Welcome back to the Veteran Teacher Files. I'm your host, the Dragon Lady. If you're new here, this is the place where I like to talk about the things in teaching that I don't really hear other people talking about. And today, I'm talking about the real cost of setting up a classroom. And I mean that literally and otherwise. Okay, so yeah, school is starting pretty quickly here. And I've been dragging my feet, enjoying my summer, but I have to face the facts. I have to set up a classroom. So I finally got my keys, opened up the door. Looks good until I start opening up the cupboards, and I find the miscellaneous microscopes, broken crayons, half-eaten Rice Krispie treat, the hot Cheeto bag, and then that one cupboard where everything's been shoved into that the second you open it just like explodes, like you just ate after Thanksgiving and you just everywhere. So before I start bringing in my own boxes of stuff, I decide I gotta go home and get my cleaning supplies. So as I'm driving home, I stop by Hobby Lobby because it's on the way home. Duh, there's always a Hobby Lobby on the way home. So there I am, and I'm standing in the aisle. Like I said, I decide to go down the teacher aisle, the school classroom decoration aisle. And yeah, I hear these two women, and they're talking about their classroom theme and the color and the coordinating this and the matching that. And I saw this on Instagram, and yeah, I really did almost turn around right there to yell at them to save their money because they probably didn't even have a paycheck yet. I didn't. I'm not that far of a weirdo. But I have been thinking about that ever since because that moment is basically the whole career in miniature. Okay. So new teachers are often weeks into their job before that first paycheck even clears. And Hobby Lobby doesn't care. The theme culture, that coordinated color palette, the matching everything, this has become an unofficial expectation. And I have to ask, who is it actually for? Is it for the kids? Or is it for Instagram? Or for whoever's walking through on that one day? Okay, I've done it. I've had themed out classrooms. But when I themed out my classroom back in 2010, it wasn't the same as it is now. My theme was constructed completely out of butcher paper. It isn't what it is today. Different. So before this turns into a whole pure judgment on these two young ladies, I do have to pull it back a little bit to my own version of this very same thing. So I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old. And when I was expecting my 5-year-old, I probably logged in quite a good amount of hours over the 9 months looking at things on Pinterest and Instagram, just wondering what diaper bag do I want to carry? Do I want the side bag? Do I want the backpack? What kind of stroller do I want? What goes in the diaper bag? What do I need to have something in my car? Just all the questions, especially since I'm pretty type A. And I get that other teachers probably get lost in that doom scroll, going through Pinterest, going through Instagram, and just kind of preparing for something that's huge and unfamiliar. And social media hands you this endless, expensive checklist of what you need that you didn't even know existed. So this is where I am right now too. Because when I left the classroom 7 years ago, I got rid of everything. I didn't think I was going to go back into the classroom. At that time, I was in my late 30s. I had just completed my admin program. I wasn't in any serious relationship. I didn't have any kids. It was just me and my 2 cats. So I was full on dedicated to make my career my life. But things have changed. I have kids. So now I'm going back into the classroom. When I left, I got rid of everything because, like I said, I thought I was going to go full on admin route. I didn't expect for this to happen. This is very good. This is very nice. But now I gotta restock everything that I got rid of. So here I am. And I'm looking at these two girls and I'm just shaking my head. Because this is genuinely more overwhelming today than it was when I started and when I left my classroom. And it's not because I know less, but because social media has raised the bar on what a classroom is supposed to look like. So I am shaking my head, but it's not just like me shaking my head at the kids today. It's because I'm feeling the same pull back into my own classroom. Now, here's the thing about the Instagram classrooms. We don't know their situation. We don't know their budget. I don't know if they have sponsors, if they get sent free stuff. I don't know if they have a spouse or parents who are quietly funding their Amazon habit. I don't know. I really don't know. Or maybe some of the ones that we're checking out have like 10, 20 years in their classroom, and that's why it looks so amazing, because they've been able to piece it by piece over several years. I genuinely don't know. But here's the bottom line. It honestly doesn't matter. None of this matters. Does it matter that your classroom is inviting? Yes. Does it matter that it feels safe to walk into? Yes. Does it matter whether it's ocean themed or woodland themed or Disney or sports or superheroes or neon colors? Nah, not really. For the record, I'm doing B theme this year. What actually matters is the first day of school lesson plans. That's the thing that determines whether the year starts well, not the color palette or the bulletin board. So let's talk about how to do this without going broke. Hack number 1, thrift store fabric for bulletin boards. Skip the butcher paper. It fades, it tears. Fabric holds up so much longer. Don't go buy new fabric at Joann's or Walmart. Go to the thrift store and look for the flat sheets. Fitted sheets get donated less because the elastic wears out or they get stained from life. Accidents happen. But flat sheets are usually still in great shape when people donate them. And they're huge. Way more square footage for the yard of fabric for a fraction of the price. Perfect for bulletin boards and for anchor chart walls. Hack number 2. Party supply stores. Check the party aisle. Small themed cutouts, tablecloths, wrapping paper, gift bags. All of it can be repurposed as classroom decor for way less than teacher store prices. You can frame a piece of wrapping paper or a gift bag and it's wall art. A themed tablecloth becomes a bulletin board, a backdrop, or a table covering. There's a moment in an episode of Paris Hilton's reality show that has always stuck with me. It's the episode where she brings home her son for the first time after using a surrogate. And before she brings the baby home, she runs out to a party supply store and has like a cart full of stuff. And I think she paid something like $26. And even she was like, wow, we got all this stuff for pennies. And that's just really stuck with me. And it's something it's become a go-to because she was right. You can actually get a whole lot of really cute theme stuff for pennies at the party supply aisle or the party supply store. So here's why this is even a conversation. Most districts don't offer a stipend for basic classroom setup. Or if they do, it's not enough. And there's this quiet expectation that good teachers make personal sacrifices for aesthetics before they even have a dollar. And here's the part new teachers really don't see coming. You can set up a whole classroom and still get told, hey, we're actually going to move your room. Or, you know what, the number didn't work out and now you're teaching a combo. Or your grade level is going to get collapsed and now you're going to get bumped to a whole nother grade. When you're new, you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you don't actually know if you'll even be in that grade or in that room for the whole year, let alone more than 1 year. Next year, you can get moved again to an entirely different building, room, grade, school. When you're new, those things happen. So that's the real argument for not going overboard on themes. It's not just about the money you don't have yet. It's the room itself. That might not be yours forever or for that long. What actually travels with you, no matter which room or grade you land in, is the connections you build with your students. Speaking of relationships mattering more than the room looking cute, I want to give a shout out. So I have a friend named Kesha, and I'll put her information in the description. But we became friends a few years back, and we've recently reconnected through church. And she runs this Instagram account, and she supports new teachers. And she's been putting these reminders, and I myself have found them pretty grounding. So even for someone as far into the career as I am. So right after I recorded my episode on procedures, she recorded an episode saying that procedures aren't everything, that relationships are what actually matter. And that landed with me because she's right. Yes, procedures are important, and procedures are something that you should think about and be prepared for. But the lesson plans that you do those first couple of days, the actual lessons and the actions and the words that you're using as you're building those relationships those first couple of days, those are actually really important. So instead of doom scrolling Instagram for the theme and the colors and the organization, or instead of looking for the cheap crayons and folders and pencil supply caddies, doom scroll lesson plans for icebreakers, for community building, restorative circles. There's a great one called Tribes. It's super old, from like the 90s, I think, but read through it. It has some really great ideas for activities and things you can do to build that environment and classroom culture those first couple of days, which is actually way more important at the beginning of the school year and then your room looking cute. I've said it. What matters is that your students feel safe, not that it's cute. What matters is that they know they're going to be taken care of emotionally, academically, and physically. So if I could go back down that aisle and be a weirdo, I would tell those teachers, you know what? It's not about the theme. Honestly, the kids don't care about the color palette. It's cute, but what those kids really care about is feeling safe. You got this. Don't worry about it. So here's what I want to know from you, because I know that some of you are thrifters just like me. So I'm looking at you, Hippie. I'm looking at you, Oliver. What's the best thrifted or repurposed find that's still holding up in your room years later? Drop it in the comments or send me a message. I want to hear it. So that's the episode. I hope you enjoyed the Veteran Teacher Files. I'm the Dragon Lady. And if this one hit home, please do me a favor. Like it, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and share it with a teacher who needs to hear save your money. It generally helps the show more than you think. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time.